The ready is a less common but flexible opening that controls the center with the knight before committing a pawn. d5 occupies the center and controls the e4 and c4 squares. The bishop is ready to be developed to an active square, developing the knight and increasing influence in the center. The bishop is ready to be developed to an active square, developing the bishop and increasing influence in the center. This develops the bishop and gives it scope on the long diagonal. This prepares the bishop for development. That's fine. That's not a mistake, but it's not the best move either. White develops the knight and attacks the center. Black develops the bishop and attacks the center. There were worse moves, but also something much better. Castling kingside tends to be safer than queenside because the king is further from the center. This threatens to force doubling of pawns. This is the strongest option. Moving from its starting spot, the bishop gets involved in the game, developing the knight and increasing influence in the center. Castling to the same side of the board is a more cautious approach. This connects the rooks, which helps them work together. One of the best moves. A very strong play. This is a fair move. That's fine. A solid choice. This threatens to tactically win a rook. This threatens to tactically win a bishop. This moves the bishop to safety. This forces the opponent to double castle pawns. Takes back. This allows the opponent to force a backward pawn. This overlooks an opportunity to force a backward pawn. This allows the opponent to force doubling of castle pawns, applying pressure to white's pawn chain. Very precise. That's not a mistake, but it's not the best move either. Right on target. This is a fair move. This moves the bishop to a more active square, making it gain scope. This is an equal trade. Recaptures. This challenges the other rook for control of the open file. That's fine. That's not a mistake, but it's not the best move either. This maintains the balance in material with a good trade. The game was close to balanced, but now black is worse. This wins a pawn. Takes back. This is the only move that works. This threatens to tactically win a pawn. This stops the opponent from being able to tactically win a pawn. This takes an outpost, a square where the knight cannot be kicked out by a pawn. This protects an underdefended pawn that is under attack. This misses an opportunity to create a passed pawn. This is the only good move. This maintains the balance in material with a good trade. Recaptures. This mobilizes the knight, allowing it to control more of the board. One of the best moves. Advancing the pawns in front of the king can compromise the king's safety. A good use of time, thinking, and finding the only good move in the position. This creates a counter threat against the knight, as opposed to retreating. After all captures, this is an equal trade. This threatens to win material because the defender is pinned. This prevents the opponent from being able to win material because the defender is pinned. This threatens to win material because the defender is pinned. This loses a pawn. This misses an opportunity to tactically win a pawn. This is an equal trade. This is the start of the endgame, and white is equal. Takes back. This evades the check from the bishop. This is the strongest option. This is the only good move. This kicks the checking queen away with a pawn. This moves the queen to safety. This evades the check from the queen. Very precise. This steps away from the checking queen. This is the only move that works. This defends the attacked bishop. This steps away from the checking queen. This overlooks an opportunity to claim a draw by threefold repetition in a worse position. Only one move worked there, and this wasn't it. Now white can't stop black from winning a pawn if they make the right moves. This threatens to play checkmate. There was only one good move there. This evades the check from the queen. This threatens to tactically win a queen. That pawn was free for the taking. This steps away from the checking queen. A very strong play. This evades the check from the queen. Now white can't stop black from eventually winning material with the skewer. This steps away from the checking bishop. This is the only good move. This moves the bishop to a better location, allowing it to control more squares. This evades the check from the bishop. This misses an opportunity to win material through an eventual fork. This is the only move that works. This defends the attacked pawn. This captures a free rook. Recaptures. The pawn is now passed because it can no longer be challenged by pawns as it tries to promote. This is the only good move, pushing a passed pawn. Right on target. This steps away from the checking queen. This is the strongest option. This blocks the check from an opposing queen. This misses a better way to move a queen to safety. This overlooks an opportunity to evade the check from the opposing queen. This move puts the queen on a safer square. This blocks the check from an opposing queen. This moves the queen to safety. This steps away from the checking queen. Very precise. This blocks the check from an opposing queen. This moves the queen to safety. Right on target. This is a fair move. That's fine. This steps away from the checking queen. This is the strongest option. The passed pawn moves towards its goal. White finds a nice tactic with just seconds to spare, winning a pawn. This evades the check from the queen. This is a nice tactic found in time trouble, winning a pawn. This defends a pawn that was under attack and had no defenders. That was a free pawn. Pushing a passed pawn. Very precise. This defends the attacked pawn. Right on target. This steps away from the checking queen. White finds a nice tactic with just seconds to spare, winning a pawn. This evades the check from the queen. That pawn was free for the taking. This is the strongest option. Very precise. This evades the check from the queen. The passed pawn moves towards its goal. Right on target. This evades the check from the queen. This is the strongest option. This evades the check from the queen. Very precise. This evades the check from the queen. This moves the queen to safety. This evades the check from the queen. This move puts the queen on a safer square. This evades the check from the queen. Right on target. This steps away from the checking queen. This is the strongest option. This steps away from the checking queen. Very precise. This blocks the check from an opposing queen. This maintains the balance in material with a good trade. Takes back. This is the only move that works. Pushing a passed pawn. The passed pawn moves towards its goal. This promotes a pawn to a queen. The pawn reaches the back rank and promotes to a queen. Right on target. This steps away from the checking queen. This is the strongest option. This evades the check from the queen. After all captures, this is an equal trade. The game ended in a draw by insufficient material.